Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a reading vlog, but this isn't just a normal reading vlog. I'm going to be reading my favorite booktubers' 5-star books. My favorite booktuber is Sarah Carrolli. If you don't know already, I talk about her in almost all my book videos, but I'm obsessed with her and we usually have the same book taste. So hopefully I will be finding maybe a 5-star reading list or just like a book I love. I'm probably going to be reading 2 books in this video. That is my goal, but we'll see what ends up happening. So Sarah has rated a lot of books 5 stars. Her favorite book and series is Magnolia Parks, but you guys probably know already I have read that series and I'm obsessed with that series too. Obviously I can't read that, but I did go searching for some books that she has rated 5 stars. So I found a few. I have some on my bookshelf, so I'm picking out of those. So the first one we're going to start with, which is not really a common one that she talks about, it is If He Had Been With Me. I decided I want to do this one because I'm kind of in the mood for like a heartbreaking book because I haven't read one in a while. I've been reading like these cute little romance books, so I kind of want to read this one, see how it goes. I've literally heard great things about this book, but I've also heard bad things, but not bad in the way where it's like it's a terrible book, bad in the way like you're going to sob all the tears out of your body. That is what this book is. So that's the book we're going to be starting with. Yeah, actually a new book, like the next book just came out, which this is in the girl's point of view, I think, and then the guy's point of view just came out and everyone's like freaking out over it because they're gonna like cry even more, which I'm glad I haven't gotten any spoilers from this book. I feel like I kind of know what's gonna happen because I've heard some things, but I don't know like 100%. Like I haven't gotten a 100% certified spoiler. That's this book. I'm gonna read the back for some context. It says, if he had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, the one everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing, nagging thought that maybe things could have been different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. That's the context, and we're going to start this heartbreaking book. I want to see how many. I'm scared. I'm not going to check how many pages there is because I don't want to spoil it for myself, but we're going to start. I've been reading If He Had Been With Me still. I am currently on chapter 58. That is about like 70% through. So I've gotten through this book a lot. I really don't know what to say about it because I know there's something coming. Like I feel that there's something coming, and I also know there's something coming because of everyone's like reactions to this book. I definitely know something's gonna happen soon because I literally have like this much of the book left and I'm scared. But yeah, honestly, how I've been feeling reading this book. How have I felt? These chapters are so short. I've been loving it. It makes me feel like I'm getting it through it so much faster. Like literally the next chapter is 3 pages long. The chapter after that, 4 pages long. Like they're very short chapters, so it makes me feel like I'm getting through the book faster, which honestly I felt like that made me want to read more because it's like, oh, I just finished a really short chapter, let me read another one and let me keep reading. So it made me want to keep reading, and I really like that. Like I just love short chapters. And then about the characters in the book, this book is very like, I don't know, I've said it before, like in reading vlogs before, I had like an AP English language class last year in junior year, and we used to read books that had a lot of like deeper meaning to it, like sentences we would read that it's like, oh, that really meant this. Like when weather's brought up, it's really trying to talk about another situation, and that's what I feel like is happening in this book. Like some of the sentences in this book, it's like, hold on, like there's a deeper meaning to that. You're referring to something before, or like something's gonna happen that like has to do with that. Yeah, every time I read a book that's like makes me want to analyze it, like how I had to do in AP English. I had to write like a bunch of essays every week, and I honestly feel like I'm supposed to be like analyzing what's going on in this book because there's so much like deeper meaning to the things being said, and I know so much is gonna happen. Yeah, honestly, I'm really scared for how this book is gonna end. I've read this much, have this much left, and yeah, my goal is to finish it today. It's currently Friday, so yeah, I want to finish it today, start the next book. Yeah, I'm honestly really scared how this is gonna end, so I'm gonna read a little bit right now and see how it goes. Okay, so I just remembered that where we left off, we're about to find, or like, something was hinted, and I think we're about to find something crazy out. I forgot, because I had left off at school. I've been reading it mostly at school, and that's where I had left off, and then now it was just brought up again, kind of brought up again, and I'm scared if that's the truth or not, whatever. Another thing I like about this book, which I forgot to mention, is that it goes from like them starting in like middle school, I think, or like high school, like freshman year, and then you go up to like their senior year, which is where they're at right now. And there's so many like cute like senior quotes in here that I'm like, it's so sad. Like the chapter that just started, it says, "It's the year we graduate now, the year we're supposed to be grown up." And that's literally me this year. I'm just gonna see if I can find another one. It says, "Next summer we won't be children in any sense of the word. We're almost there, that finish line that has stood before us all our lives. We are almost adults. Our lives are about to begin." It's so sad. And there's so many good quotes in here. I think last chapter, oh yeah, it says, "What would we be now? It's possible to love two people at once, but could it be possible to stay loyal to one?" Crazy. But I'm gonna keep reading. I was literally crying about this the other day. This sentence says, "Sometimes when we're all together, we talk about how high school is almost over and how we will always be friends." And then the line like ends there. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it's so sad. I was literally talking about that. Well, no, I wasn't talking about it with anyone, but I was thinking about it the other day, and I was sobbing, crying. Look, I'm gonna give you guys an example of what I was talking about earlier when I said like, oh, everything has like a deeper meaning behind it, you know, like analyzing stuff, right? So she is at like a dinner. It's not really a spoiler, but I won't like say. She's at dinner with someone, they're arguing, and she's like, "No, that's not what I'm saying, I'm saying that." And she's like, "Never mind." And then randomly it just says this sentence, and it says, "We look back down at our food. It's too hot out to be perfect weather." And I know that sentence is not being placed there like randomly. Like it has to have meaning to it. And that's what I love about books like this, that it has like these subtle sentences that are like random, but they have a deeper meaning to it. Just makes you think, you know? I currently have like 50 pages left. I have about this much left. So I'm really scared right now. There's like 15 pages left, and there's still so much that needs to be done. I'm so scared. There's like 20 pages left, and I'm terrified. I'm literally terrified. Turned on the light because it was getting dark. Nothing has happened yet, but because of the beginning of the book, I kind of already know what's gonna happen. And literally what I was telling you guys about like the weather, how like I learned in AP Lang and the class I'm in now, weather signifies so much. let's just say the last sentence in this chapter says, "It begins to rain." The rain is my tears, actually. Like 15 pages of the book were insane. I have finished, if you can't tell. I honestly can't give a review right now. I feel like I've just gotten slapped in the face 20 times and I have no thoughts. So I'll get back to you guys later when I'm showered, have my thoughts gathered. So I thought I gathered my thoughts, but I low-key want to read some of the reviews that people left. There's this huge review. Some people didn't like the book. Insane. I kind of want to watch like TikToks and stuff on it too. So I was gonna come and say like my thoughts are somewhat like settled, but they're really not. Like I still don't know how to feel about this book. I did like it. I just like can't put together words to explain how I feel, basically. So I'll be back because I thought I was ready, but I'm not. Okay. So, I've watched TikToks, I've read reviews on Goodreads, and I'm kind of a little more settled on how I feel. We're going to talk about the book, spoiler free. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything, but I'm just going to give you guys my thoughts. So, the first chapter, it tells you what's going to happen at the end, basically. As you're reading the book, I don't know, I kind of forgot that it was going to happen. Like, I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is going to happen at the end, this is going to happen at the end. Like, I kind of was just going along with the story. And I will say, I agree with some of the bad reviews when they say like it did go by a little slow, because I did feel like that. Like story-wise, book-wise, I read the book pretty quick, honestly, but it's because of the short chapters, which I loved. The story-wise, it did feel like it took a long time, but honestly, it didn't bother me that much, to be honest. And one review said that it felt like every chapter was the same, which I do see why people see it like that, like why every chapter was the same. It was like for a reason, like why every chapter was the same. Like I understand the reasoning behind it, because like it all leads to the ending and the stuff that happens at the end. Yeah. And this book also isn't about like, I wouldn't even say this is a romance book. If I'm being honest, like I wouldn't say that. I feel like it focuses on a lot more things in this book. It focuses on like family, like problems with their family. Depression is in this book too. Friends, high school. That is what this book is mainly about, to be honest. And then obviously like the heartbreak and all of that. And I feel like I liked that part of the book too, because it was very interesting to get more to the story and just more reasons why things happened. Yeah, so honestly, I really enjoyed this book. I'm not gonna give it 5 stars. Sarah did give this book 5 stars. I'm actually gonna read Sarah's review, if she put a review. Let's do that, because that's what this is. Oh, she didn't give a review, but it just says that she did rate it 5 stars. I was watching her video where she like read this in a reading vlog, and I can't remember what she was saying, but I do remember her like crying, like even after she had closed the book, like she was still crying. And I didn't really feel that much, which I was still crying. It was still like so sad. Like I was still like kind of shocked by what happened after, but I didn't feel exactly the same as her. And I know that feeling of when you get a 5-star book, and to me this didn't feel like a 5-star, but it definitely was a good book. I'm probably gonna give this book 4.5 stars because it was really good. I enjoyed reading this book and like everything that happened. Obviously it's a sad book, so it's like it feels weird saying I enjoyed it. It was a good book, and everything in this book caught me by surprise. And yeah, I'm so excited to read the next one. I'm honestly scared to read the next one because it's in like 3 point of views. I'm pretty sure it's Finney's point of view, Jack, and maybe Autumn, but I honestly have no clue. But it just came out like recently, so I really want to go get it and read it. That is kind of my review on this book. So 4.5 stars is what I'm sticking with. So yeah, that is the first book read in this video. The second book, I've thought about it. I was gonna do Powerless by Lauren Roberts because I know she really likes that book, but another one of her 5-star books that she also really likes is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and I feel like I'm in the mood to read this one over Powerless because I'm not really in the mood to get into like kind of high stakes fantasy. This is kind of like more calm fantasy. Like it has to do something with like a typewriter or something. I have no clue. I trust Sarah. This was one of her 5-star books, so this is the next book I'm gonna be reading. I'm probably not gonna start tonight just because this book really left me like I need to take a break at least for tonight. So yeah, I probably won't start this book tonight, but I might start it tomorrow. This book has like 3 parts in it because in the like table of contents it says part 1, part 2, and part 3. So I probably want to read like all of part 1 tomorrow. It's only like 100 pages, and just read this book in parts and get it done, you know, kind of quick and easy. But I really do hope I enjoy this book because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this book, but I haven't heard that anyone hates it. It's either like you love it or you're like you like it, you know. We'll see how I feel about this book. It's also not that long. It's like 300 something. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's like 350. Yeah, this is the next and final book that I'll be reading in this video in honor of Sarah, her 5-star books. Sunday, 8:30 at night, and I've been reading Divine Rivals for I think like a day now, probably, or maybe 2 days. I'm not really sure. Yesterday I barely read. I think I probably read like a chapter, maybe, possibly, I can't remember. I read a little bit yesterday, and then right now I just got to part 2 of the book, so that's like 100 pages in. At the beginning I didn't think I was gonna like it because it's like very historical. Like it at first it sounds like a book that you would read in like class, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But as you like keep going through the chapters, I was getting like more into it because it was getting more interesting, obviously because of like the 2 main characters, the whole thing with like the magical typewriter, whatever. So I was definitely getting more interested in it, and I am still interested in it to see what's gonna happen. There's still so much that needs to be talked about because it's not only like the main characters that we're focused on, we're also kind of curious what's going on with like Iris's brother, because he's like at war. But it's not like a normal war either. Like I thought it was like war, like how people just get sent to war, but like since it's a fantasy book, it explains like these gods and goddesses that are in the book, and like that's who they're fighting. So it's really interesting actually. Nothing crazy. I'm not feeling the 5-star that Sarah might have felt, but I'm only 100 pages in and I still have like 200 something pages left. So I'm not gonna judge too soon, but those are my thoughts. I don't know if I'm gonna continue reading tonight because I'm also reading another book that I kind of want to read. And yeah, I'm just glad I finished part 1, and then I could definitely focus on like finishing part 2 tomorrow because it's Monday, I don't have school. Oh, up to you guys, but that's my update right now, 100 pages in. Yeah. Monday, 1 o'clock, almost 1:30, and I just got to part 3 of the book, so that's page 210. Yeah, I finished. I've gotten through most of the book. I only have obviously 1 part left, which that's like probably like 150 pages. Yeah, I'm actually really starting to enjoy this book. After reading the second part, I feel like I've gotten more into it, and I'm definitely more interested in what's happening with like the whole war aspect and the romance in the book. I am actually really enjoying it, which is surprising because at the beginning of the book, like I had said, it felt like I was being forced to read a book for school. And then now getting into the second part, it's like I'm actually interested in what's gonna happen with like the plot of like the whole war aspect and with the main characters and their romance. So I've written down some notes so that I can remember every like thought that I have. So basically this whole thing, it says it on like the book, like the summary of the book. Basically, Iris thinks she's writing, at the beginning, she thinks she's writing to her brother, and then it's like a magical typewriter, and the other person that has the typewriter responds, and they're like, this is not Forrest, which is her brother. They're like, this is not him. And the other person that has the typewriter is Roman, and it tells you this on the summary, but the only thing is he knows that it's Iris, but she doesn't know that it's Roman. You get that aspect of like when he's writing to her, he's saying like all these things that it's like, oh, because he knows it's Iris, but she doesn't know it's him. So it makes sense when she says things like, you know, that are like, ooh. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it without like spoiling anything, but it's just a lot more interesting because he knows it's her, but she doesn't know it's him. So when they write to each other back and forth, the things they say, it's like interesting. More the things he says, knowing that it's Iris. And they're supposed to be like these enemies like competing with each other like when they write or whatever. That's that. I've found myself highlighting a lot, specifically in the second part that I've just read. I've been highlighting a lot, smiling at the pages a lot. Yeah, so it's getting really good. I am really enjoying it. At the beginning, like they were like these enemies that like did not like each other, and I feel like it did change pretty quick. Like all of a sudden they did like have a liking for each other. Like they were like, oh, she's kind of prettier, she was like, he's kind of handsome, like, you know. So it was kind of like a quick switch, but also I don't really know, like I don't really care because it's getting really good right now. So those are my thoughts right now. Just finished part 2. I might keep reading and see where I get. I don't think I'm gonna finish today because like I said, I have like 150 pages left and I have places to be later, but I wish I could finish this today because I'm excited to know what's gonna happen. Part 3 is gonna be crazy because there's gonna be so much going on. But yeah, it's called The Words in Between. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep reading, but I'll get to you guys whenever I want to update or something. I'm not really sure, but that's my update. Okay, so I'm literally gonna continue reading right now because I cannot wait. Like, I need to know what happens. And let me tell you, all I'm gonna say is part 3 started off with a banger. I literally turned the page to the first chapter. First sentence, I gasped. This is gonna be great. I turned on the camera thinking I was about to read the happiest part. It is Tuesday, and all I'm gonna say is I'm finishing this book today. I have like less than 100 pages left. I just need to finish it. I need to know what happens. I need to know what's gonna go on. I have like 70 pages left. I'm gonna get to reading. It's currently 7:40. I'm definitely gonna be able to finish it tonight. Chapter 37, and we're gonna start binging. Oh! Look at that, Spider-Man. I'm reading right now and I feel like something important is about to come up, but I have to cover it because I tend to look where I'm not supposed to. I literally read ahead and spoil it for myself. So I literally have to read like this. It is time to discuss the books I've read in this video. Before I talk to you guys about Divine Rivals, we're gonna go back and talk about If He Had Been With Me, just to get a little recap. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. When everyone talks about how heartbreaking this book is, 100% yes, it definitely is heartbreaking. The quotes in this book, crazy. The underlying like messages that are in this book. This is the type of book that after you read it, you need to go back and reread it, because like I know throughout the book there's like hints at stuff that happens at the end of the book. So when you reread it and you know what's happened already, it's just gonna hit even harder. So maybe like next year or something, definitely not this year, but maybe next year, I want to reread this book because this was a really good book. I didn't really give it 5 stars. I didn't get that 5-star feeling, and I didn't think it should be 5 stars in my opinion, because Sarah had said that she gave it 5 stars because she literally couldn't stop thinking about the book days after it passed. And honestly, I haven't thought about this book that much. Obviously, when I think about it and think about the experience I had reading this book, if I go back and read quotes in this book, I definitely will feel it. It wasn't the type of book where I like felt that I needed to think about it for so long, and I was like, oh my god, that book. When I was done with it, you know, that day it was heartbreaking, but then the next day I think I was fine. But it was a really good book. So yeah, 4.5 stars. It's still a high rating, really recommend. So yeah, me and Sarah's ratings kind of close for this book. We have Divine Rivals, which is the book I just finished. I enjoyed this book. This is the probably like second real fantasy book I've read. First was Fourth Wing. First was the Cruel Prince trilogy, but I didn't like that. But then it was Fourth Wing, and then it was this book, and I enjoyed this book much more than Fourth Wing, which is controversial. But when you read a fantasy, the stakes are just so much higher, because like in a romance book, when they're like about to lose each other, it's like they're not really losing each other. But in a fantasy book, they could actually lose each other. Like, everything is just so much more important. The things they say is so much more important, so much more meaningful. So then it hits harder. And I think that's why I loved it so much, and why I need to like really get into fantasy books, because everything just means so much more in a fantasy book. And just this book, like the whole war going on and like the things they were doing, like just to stay happy. It was a really good book. I am going to give this book also 4.5 stars. Not really 5 stars, because I don't know how to feel about the end, because I'm not necessarily mad with it, but I'm not the happiest with it either. I feel like there could have been a better ending, but also it wasn't like terrible. One thing I do know is I definitely need to read the next book, because it was a crazy cliffhanger. So I definitely need the next book, definitely need to read it. Yeah, I think everyone needs to read this book. And I didn't think I would like it in the beginning, like I said, because of the historical aspect to it. But it's not really historical, because my camera just ran out of storage. So we're gonna have to wrap it up, because I'm filming on my phone right now, so the quality isn't gonna be the best. But like I was saying, it wasn't super historical because it is a fantasy, so you're not learning about like real things that happened or anything. Like I had said, it felt like I was reading something for school in the beginning, until like I got around like 100 pages in, and I was like, okay, I'm actually enjoying this book. Like, it is really good, and I do think everyone should read this book. It is amazing. I am going to be recommending this to my friends that have not read it. Yeah, I feel like the only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because my phone is running out of storage now, so we really have to wrap this up. But like I was saying, the only reason I wouldn't give this 5 stars is because I was iffy about the ending, and if it was a 5 stars, I feel like I would like the ending no matter what happened. That's kind of why I also just didn't get that 5-star feeling. But I still gave both of these books 4.5 stars, which I think is still really, really good. I really enjoyed both of these books, and I would recommend people to read this. In conclusion, I think me and Sarah do have similar book tastes, because her giving these books 5 stars and me giving both of them 4.5 stars means something. We definitely do semi-enjoy this. My phone keeps stopping because I'm running out of storage, so I'm just gonna wrap it up. Basically, we got the point. Loved both of these books. Similar taste as Sarah. I had so much fun doing this video. I do want to do another video where I'm doing like Destiny's, because Destiny is another one of my favorite booktubers, so I want to do like reading one of like her 5-star books. I also want to do Steph. Okay, I'm actually getting tired of this. My phone is actually running out of storage, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Like I said, I want to do a video with Destiny and Steph's 5-star reads too, but we're just gonna end it here with Sarah's 5 stars. So I hope you guys enjoyed me reading 2 of Sarah's 5-star reads. If you want to see another video of me doing Sarah again, or other, you know, booktubers, let me know. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed filming it and reading these books. I was so close to finishing that clip, and it literally cut off on my phone. Oh, now I have low battery. But look, I'm tired. Whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, all that stuff you guys know how to do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Finally made it to the end.